you listen to me real good. I've told you once, I said it 1,000 times. You get out of those pagan, satanic, religious, Christian churches. Christians do not follow the commandments of the Bible. Christians do what they want to do. They make up their own laws, their own rules, and their own regulations. Come out of her, my people, and come out from among them. And it's real simple and easy to ascertain who are these people you need to come out from. Easy. Number one, if they keep Sunday, that's an automatic sign that you need to not have any fellowship with these commandment-breaking, wicked deceivers and seducers and bewitchers of the truth. Simple.
All right. Hallelujah. Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this day, the Shabbat. We humbly asking that you will speak to us your words of truth, and pray only that these sins will sink deep down in our hearts. In the magnificent name of Yeshua. Hallelujah. You may be seated. All right. Now, well, this morning I noticed that there's quite a few people jumping on the bandwagon. The bandwagon of stating, come out of the cities. What a revelation, huh? What a revelation. Not only come out of the cities, but a lot of people's getting ready to get evicted from their homes. Simply because they cannot pay the rent. Over 30,000 some people in Louisiana. 7,000 some people in other states. And my question is where are the shepherds? They're supposed to be leading the flock of Yah. You see, life as we know it, they've used this particular crisis right here to change that. And if you're still trying to function based on life as you know it, you're going to perish just like everybody else. Looking at this morning, there was one woman who had 8 children that's living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Had some family members to pay $8,000 in back rent, and she's still behind. A mess, isn't it? Isn't that a mess? So the world is changing, and some of our minds are still the same. Rather than running hard after the Most High Yah, looks like we're running hard the other way. And even if you're complicit, you're still running hard the other way. Even if you're complacent, you're still running hard the other way. Does that make sense? We can't transform your mind. You have to do it. And when you say that you hear the word, there must also be a performance. Does that make sense? And the reason why people are perishing in the way today is because there's very little performance to the word that they say that they're hearing. Now, faith comes by hearing. Hearing comes by the word of Yah. And how can they hear without a preacher? And how can he preach except he be sent? So basically, there's a lot of noisemakers out there that are fleecing the flock of the Most High Yah. Now we got an influx of people beating down our doors that once had a spirit on them and wanted to leave and show out, and now all of a sudden they want to come back to the fellowship. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? My question is, what should we do? Should we let them come back in the fellowship after they done showed out 2 or 3 times? Or should we make room for all the brand new people that are coming in with excellent spirits and put them at the end of the line and say, prove yourself? Isn't that right? You know how many times we said, oh, come on back in, and then they end up showing out again, Pastor? How many times you didn't have that going on? You that? I think we ought to personally move them to the back of the line and let them show a life of faith that we can monitor from a distance to see if they're worthy to be back in the fellowship with us. Does that make sense? See, the one thing we've lost in this generation is the fear of Yah. Now, it's not the fear of Yah the beginning of wisdom? And depart from evil, iniquity is understanding. People are in bad condition today. See, when this COVID-19 stuff hit, it was already in motion when people started their spiritual decline. And boy, they were arrogant, proud, heady, high-minded, all the above. Now, we got 1 million people every single week declaring for unemployment benefits. Unemployment benefits. So who do they go to declare those benefits? They go to the world, don't they? To the government. Is that right? Russ saying go to Psalms 37, verse 25. You think about this for a minute. Listen real good. Oh, I ain't going to be long past Corey's going to get a message here, all right? I want y'all to listen real good. I'm going to say it again. Life as you have known it is over. No more reveling. No more gadding about abroad. No more party hardying and all this other stuff. The ground beneath your feet is giving way. Y'all hear me? We're going to find out who's been wise and who's been the fool. Like I said in the video the other day, it seems like the world going to hell in a handbasket and we keep prospering in the midst of the storm. Now we just got finished getting rebuked again. You hearing that? Because some people's minds are not serious enough. Y'all hear that? The very system, the very government, your family, all that you depended in and upon is all being taken away from you. Y'all even know our government bankrupt? If they bankrupt, then how they continue to keep printing money? That's why we're getting ready to head 100% to a cashless society. Who been in the stores and says, we don't take cash? Y'all seen that? And you go, what? Nope, you don't care. You got to pull out your debit card and credit card. And one guy had 4 credit cards and a good credit score. He went to go use his card to go make a purchase, declined. Not because he had bad credit, but because the issuers are not lending any more credit. Uh-oh. Isn't that something? They just took it. When I heard that news, I said, you can take about 4 or 5 mine. See, the only thing about it is that we don't run a balance on these credit cards. You use it and then you pay it off. Are you following me? Well, that's easy for you to say. Well, when I had $10, I used it and I paid it off. You get it? This ain't the time for people to be showing out. And some of you just can't help it. I'm talking to all you people out there on the other side of that camera too, and on Facebook. These little dog and pony shows, circus shows of ministries, they're all being exposed. Every single one of them for who they are. They have no plan for their people. What, Brother Steve? Did you tell Pastor Corey that them food lines was for miles, huh? Miles. Did you see any Israelites in them food lines? That's disgusting, isn't it? Isn't that disgusting? When there was a famine in Mizraim, was there any Israelites in the food line then? Are y'all getting this? As simple as we putting this, and it still doesn't register with a lot of people. It still don't register. No matter how many examples we have in a book, it's just not sinking in. How many of you claim to be Israelites? That means you're a farmer. Okay. Now, I know many of you don't know a damn thing about farming. Like I said before, and so eloquently said, you got all these people out there claiming to be priests and they ain't never butchered a deer. How you going to be a priest of the Most High Yah and you don't even know how to quarter a cow, a deer, or butcher a chicken? What do you think they were doing with all them sacrifices? And we got all these people claiming to be Israelites and they can't even butcher a chicken. So much for being so spiritual. Can't even grow their own food. Depend on the supermarket. The trucks is getting ready to stop. Y'all need, this thing is hot. Cut it down. The trucks are getting ready to stop coming to the stores near you. You know why? Because the food banks are dry. Y'all hear that? The food banks are dry. Anytime a natural disaster takes place, first thing people do is depend on the American Red Cross. Then the American Red Cross go ask for donations from all the middle class and the poor people. Why don't they just go ask for a donation from Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, the Rothschilds? You know, all these people got all this money. They could give more money in one swoop than all of us put together. Free market capitalism, it's greed and all of it. It's all coming down. All coming down. Psalms 30, what I say, 37-25?
Yes, sir.
Read.
I have been young.
I have been young. I can say that. Some of you are young. And I'm going to tell you something about young. You don't know nothing. You know how I know that? I've been young. I know a hell of a lot more about being young than you do. And you know the reason why I know a hell of a lot more about being young? Because now I'm old. Uh-oh. Today we're dealing with a generation where you can't tell a young folk nothing. Got it all figured out. Did y'all hear them heart-wrenching stories last night from Blog Talk? Who heard Blog Talk last night? And so the rest of it, I guess last night we had a subject called disrespect, so I guess you are going to disrespect me by not listening to the program then, right? I guess you're going to dishonor me by not listening to the program. Especially if you live on this community. Every 6-day evening, you should be right there listening, right there next to a radio. If you can't get next to a radio, I'll power you in my living room. That's dishonor. That's disrespect. When you're in my house, ain't that what we do on 6th day here? Is that not the tradition? Are you supposed to submit to the traditions? The customs? Do y'all really think we can make it in a wilderness experience? Come on, look around. Everybody just look around. Just look around for a second. Look at them people. Do you really, truly think you can make it in a wilderness experience? And some of you ain't got that murmuring out of you yet. Wait. Y'all better start thinking about these, because all these things were written for our admonition and our learning for a reason, so that we don't repeat the same mistakes again. Y'all getting this? So David, or Dawid, said, I have been young. Come on.
And now am old.
Come on.
Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken.
Whoa. Didn't all this little shutdown and this COVID-19 and all this other stuff is hitting the world, didn't it show you that you're on the right path? Didn't it prove to you that you're serving the Most High? So anybody out there that claims to be serving the Most High Yah and you sitting in the food line, you ain't righteous. Uh-oh. Oh, I know how I believe in. I do too. You. If you can't keep a roof over your head, you ain't righteous. Y'all hearing this? David said, I've never seen the righteous what?
Forsaken.
David said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken. Even in the midst of trial, in the midst of tribulation, in the midst of the storm, in the midst of famine, I've never seen the righteous forsaken. And some of you claim to be righteous, and yet you're forsaken. Nor is what?
Nor is seed.
Nor is seed.
Begging bread.
The children wasn't even begging for bread. Now what do we do about this religion thing? See, it's been exposed here in the last days who the real remnant is. Do y'all realize that the way we look today is a step backwards in this world? Because all the people that I knew that used to be in Pentecostal holiness and apostolic holiness, they gone straight world. And we're upholding the old paths and the old landmarks. Y'all hear that? And the Bible tells you you're supposed to seek for them. Search for them. And they're searching for the world. And the very world you trust in. What did he say? In vain do you make yourself fair for your lovers? The same lovers you trust in, they're going to despise you. What are y'all going to do when your family know that y'all in a good way, and then they can't eat because 4 months done went by and nothing is coming to the store? See, they hate you right now. They don't like you right now. They despise you right now. If the phone line work, I promise you, they're going to pick up that phone and call you. Then what are you going to do? Are you going to take from the seed of Yah to give to them heathens? Uh-oh. I bet you never thought about that stuff. Some of you, they want your address just so they'll know where to come when they get thrown out of their house. And they come with demands too. Yeah, I'm coming here, but we ain't gonna talk about this Yah stuff. We ain't talking about keeping this commandment stuff. What are you gonna do? Uh-oh. Y'all need to start considering this. Yahshua said, no, they came to Yahshua and said, hey, the disciples said, we have left all and to follow thee. What shall we have? See, it's all about me. We done left all. What shall we have? What about you people ain't left nothing? Just by selective deduction, it don't even fit them. You ain't left nothing. Another one came and said, Master, I'll come follow you, but first let me bury my daddy. Most of you ain't going to love the real Jesus. You know how the real Jesus respond on that? He said, let the dead, that means your family, bury their dead. See, I'm at perfect peace right now. My dad is sitting in some hospital down in Gallatin. I can't even get to him. All because he didn't do what the caregiver here told him to do, and he ended up down there. You know how it is, because when you get old, if you stubborn young, what you think is going to happen when you get old? You set. And you know what happens out there when people get in them hospitals right now, especially COVID-19 here? Everything COVID-19. Everything COVID-19. You better hope that one day, I hope you keep yourself in a good spirit. I really, truly do. Because you better hope that somebody is benevolent from you in your day of need. See, we got to be careful how we deal with each other. You don't never know when a door going to be shut in your face because people get sick and tired of you and your mess. What do you think Most High was just talking about? Been warning you, been telling you, still ain't here. When once the master rises up and shuts to the door, did Noah shut the ark? Noah didn't open the door, and Noah can't shut the door. Y'all hear that? There's coming a day that the door is going to be shut. To me, it looks like we're in a ripe season. See, all these things need to be thought through carefully. I never, ever thought that I would be living in a generation to where you will see pictures and movies where men are kissing on each other. Women kissing on each other. I come to find out that mayor up in Chicago, what's that ugly thing name? Lightfoot? Lori Lightfoot up in Chicago. That thing, you notice that the news media paraded them up, slobbing all over each other. She got a white lover and she's a black mayor, right? Come to find out that that thing is actually a man dressed like a woman. I had to take a double take. I was like, now wait a minute, let me run that by me again. That thing is a man that looks like a woman. Now homeschool is what everybody's seeking after now. Professional players saying, I'm not playing this season. All because of COVID-19. I'm telling you, they want your children. You better hope you keep yourself in the love of Yah. We talked about a woman last night. 4 children. She had 1. And she was covered good, in a good place. She had to go out there and run out there with her hood rat, dope smoking, boot licking, low quality man. I love him. Well, what do you do now? He don't love you. Don't y'all women know a low quality man when you see one? And why y'all keep messing with him? The reason why you mess with a low quality man, because that's what you think about yourself. See, old-fashioned talking like this, Pastor, it's all but gone now. Me, I'm a high-quality man. Brothers are high quality, because they will take care of their responsibility. But the problem we got is we got low quality women want high quality men. And it's always the man's fault, ain't it, woman? The reason why it's always the man's fault, because based on your previous experiences with low quality men. Look at them looking. Uh-oh. All this being put together because of the signs of the times and what we find ourselves in today. Now people are telling people to get out of the city. I wonder where they heard that from. You think them prepping folks that listen to us, spying on our liberty? Now videos popping up all over the place. Store food. I be doing this. Homeschool your children. You know how many letters I've had to write to states demanding them by the laws of the land that these parents have the right to homeschool their children? And by the way, since we're here, and I'm going to finish on this. If y'all come into tabernacles, y'all hear me? Everybody listening, right? I'm going to say this one time. Everybody hear me, right? When y'all come to tabernacles, don't come and badgering my elders or my Ishaiahs for letters of exemption for working on the Sabbath and feast days. Don't come knocking on my door talking about you need a letter of exemption from immunizations. Don't come knocking on my door. We need a letter, Pastor, for homeschooling. I need a letter for my college. They want to take the test on Saturday, and I need an exemption letter. Now, the only thing that the people heard, I guarantee it, is don't come knocking on my door. I guarantee it. Don't badger my elders. That's all you heard, isn't it? What else did I say? What else did I say? I gave you a time frame during tabernacles. So if you want a letter, you better get it in now. And if you want a letter, we better know you. Did y'all hear that? We better know you. I got all these people be badgering Elder Doug for, Elder Doug, how many letters do you have to end up writing me and getting in my face and getting on my nerves, asking for people that they need a letter of an exemption? How many have you asked for in the last 4 or 5 months, Elder? I don't mind it then, but during the feast days, I would like to feast too. Is that making sense? Is that okay? I would like to feast too. Instead of sitting behind some damn computer. See, because when I write a letter, they're very weighty. My letters are kind of like the way I talk. You know, Paul had weighty letters. Except his physical presence was weak, mine ain't. But I write weighty letters. I bind them so hard with them letters, they have no choice but to comply. Sometimes they go, who wrote this letter? Did they do that to you, Renee? They didn't? They just accept so well written. See my skills? I said, hell, if I wrote the way I talk, boy, they would ball that thing up and throw in the garbage can. So if we need to know you, and if you need some type of letter of an exemption, you need to get it in way before tabernacles. so that I can feast too. Is that okay? I get sharp pains shooting through my neck, going all the way through my head every time somebody tells me during tabernacles, Pastor, we need a letter. Everybody hear me, right? I guarantee you somebody's going to come, and I'm going to preach on them too, openly. I'm going to rebuke them openly. Don't y'all know I got a life too? Oh no, Pastor Dowell, you here to serve us. Okay, then what? Who going to serve me? We supposed to be submitting ourselves one to another. Isn't that right? Hey, did you check the baptism hole? Did you make it deeper? You use the doors in the back hole? Where you park the doors at? Do we need to hit it again before we go down there? We got some people baptized today. It did. You get on that dozer. You need backhoe too? Get on that dozer, get down and clear that thing out, okay? So I can come down and show up. That was rough, man. Can you imagine me trying to I'm baptizing a Navy SEAL in a foot and a half inch of water. My back hurts. I don't know what happened to it, but hallelujah. Israel, we need y'all to get more serious minded. Because Satan he's doing his damnedest to take you out. And all he needs is one agreement. That's how deliverance works. One agreement. He's going to deliver you. Deliver you from the righteous or deliver you to him. All he needs is one agreement. You let that communication keep rolling around in your head, and all of a sudden you're not casting it down, you're not fighting against it, you're not resisting it, and then you agree. Next thing you know, here come another thought. The next thing you know, you find yourself nodding. You find yourself in agreement. Next thing you know, you find yourself offended. And then when you get offended, you start thinking and charting your course, how you gonna get free. I'm gonna fly like an eagle to the sea. Yeah, you're gonna fly. Every eagle that's done flew from here is trying to fly back to the nest. And I knocked the damn nest out of the tree. Isn't that amazing? We can say we forgive you. That don't mean we have to let you come back into the fellowship. You got to prove yourself. How do we know that you ain't here just for convenience? Most people, you know, people do anything to save their hide. They'll put more time, energy, and effort in saving their hide than they will to save their soul. Isn't that right? Glory to the King. Everybody doing all right? Did y'all take heed of what was being said? Huh? Well, I hope y'all stay saved. Really, truly do. What we need to be doing is getting ourselves ready for a wilderness experience. Whoever boo-booed in the woods? Rest of y'all need to go have practice. No, really, your arrogance and your pride is going to get you in trouble. What do you think the Israelites, you think they had porta potties when they was leaving from Goshen, Mizraim, to going to Mount Sinai? You know how many trees in the desert? Never mind. Uh-oh, look at him looking.